Hey everyone, this is Paul. Today we have a special guest with us, Bruce Brankel. Bruce is a business consultant at Spot on Transact LLC. So I would like to welcome Bruce to this interview, and I would like to thank you for your time.
Thank you for that introduction.
So Bruce, if you just can go ahead and tell me something about your company and yourself, please, to my viewers.
Sure. I'm with Spot on Transact. I'm a local consultant. Where I work in Northwest Indiana primarily. Then my job is to help the small business owner compete with the large scale businesses. So your big boxes and the global considerations that have a lot of marketing power and connectivity to their customer base. But it's not a personal connection like what a local business owner has. And our tools, our marketing tools, help that local business owner to make that connection solid and keep it. In other words, it allows them to communicate on a regular basis without taking up a ton of their time, because the small business owner, time is everything. Time is
Absolutely.
everything for everybody, but especially a small business owner, because 24 hours in a day and they're working 20 of them, they've got no extra time. Our marketing tools allow them to spend very little time and still get their word out, get that message out to their entire customer base, and promote referrals through the review management mechanisms of social media. Referrals is huge these days.
Absolutely. All
Social
right.
media
So
referrals, right?
yeah, I understand. So there will be a lot of learning. I'll talk about your company even more gradually when we move into the interview. So obviously there will be a lot of learning from you today, because you've been dealing with your small business owners who are mostly affected during this pandemic. I think the small business owners, they are actually affected, and I would try to, or my viewers would try to understand how you can help them, or how you are actually helping your clients, and how you're coping up with the situation, and how the business owners are coping up with the situation. That's great. A little bit about myself. My name is Paul. I've been working in Xfinity Solution for about 3 years now. Xfinity Solution is again an IT and ITA service provider company based in India, and we also work in virtual assistant space. We do provide virtual assistants to small business owners in US and Canada. And a little bit about the survey. The objective of this survey, actually, like, we have been interviewing business owners and executives, as I told you, to understand how they are dealing with this situation, and what are the skills they are actually implementing to come out of the situation, how they are making the pivot during this time, because there are a lot of businesses which are facing a huge loss, and they had to make pivot. They have to shift their focus. So I did try to understand that as well, because you've been dealing with a lot of business owners. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of feedback from, a lot of insights from you as well. And I would also try to understand what you think, because you've been working in this industry, or the industry for quite a long time now. So I do try to understand what you think a government and the big business houses like Amazon or other big houses should strategize, or should help the uh, small business owners, how they, on what areas they can help them to combat this situation, and how we can come back on track. So this is the actually the objective of the survey, and we are going to share this survey report with all the interviews, so people can understand what other people are thinking, and it's kind of sharing is something which is very important these days, and we can grow together. So this is how it goes. So if you're ready, I'll start asking you the question then, Bruce. All right. So Bruce, my first question to you would be, have you ever faced any such times as this before?
No, the last pandemic that we had was what, the Spanish flu in the early 1900s. I wasn't alive then. I may look like it, but I wasn't.
Oh, that's really no, obviously. But then, if you're comparing with the kind of, because see, this is like, it's not about physical, it is about mental, it is about emotional, it is about financial, economically, in every aspect we have been affected. Especially I'll try to understand, or I'm trying to understand how economically you're impacted. Have you been ever economically, or your country or USA have ever economically impacted like this before?
Well, we've gone through several stock market crashes, and financially things go up and things go down. This has been much more broad, I would say. The gas crisis back in the 70s was maybe something along this lines. The housing crash in what, 2007?
7, 8, yeah.
2008, yes, that was pretty substantial, but it was fairly short-lived. We don't know how short-lived this is going to be. Hopefully 2021 will be a much better year, a little bit back to normal. But the detachment is growing just because the internet and the social media, people aren't face to face like they used to be. And that's been a trend for a long time. This has really pushed all business owners and everybody kind of over that edge to where they have to embrace detachment. We almost have to find that better way to not be face to face with our customers and still provide our products and services.
Yeah, this set of new challenges we are heading to, obviously. And now my next question is pretty much related to what I've asked you in the first question. Is, do you is your business affected, seriously affected by this pandemic?
Spot On Transact was very front worthy, and when the pandemic first started, they closed all restaurants and all bars. We do a lot of work in the restaurant industry. We have POS systems and marketing programs specifically for the restaurant industry. We did not charge them any monthly fees for the first 2 months. From March and April, we did not charge them any monthly fees. And then we only started charging fees to those businesses that were doing substantial amounts of business still.
All right.
But there are some winners in that industry. There are some winners and losers in a lot of different industries. And, so we weren't picking on the people that were still making money as much as we were saving the people that weren't making money.
Oh, that was really great. I mean, you've helped them, and you helped your client during this time, and that is really, like, you didn't charge them, and then you tried to manage that from the other people who are actually substantially doing well during that time. That's really nice. So my next question would be, it's quite obvious then, we have been facing challenges throughout, like, since if you're into business, you are facing challenges, I understand, but now we are facing new set of challenges, as you have already talked about it. So do you see challenges in future as well, and how are you prepared for that?
I think we always have to be foresighted and looking at what is the next obstacle, what's the next opportunity. So rather than looking at them as challenges, I'm trying to look at where are the opportunities. As the world evolves, as we change, and the marketplace is changing, it's a global marketplace. Where are my opportunities in my local area to help stay competitive and help my fellow business owners be competitive in this new marketplace? So yeah.
So I understand. So what do you think those challenges would be? I mean, what challenges you can foresee from now?
A lot of it is competition with the bigger companies, the bigger corporations, because they're able to financially advance their technology much faster than a small business owner can. So that's going to be a challenge, especially like the restaurant industry. It's much easier for a franchise to dictate a new technology change because they see that this is the way that it's going versus one or two location owner. They don't necessarily know where is this technology going and where do I put the money in? When do I put the money in?
All right. Yeah, that is very important. That's a great insight from you. So my next question, or it's not a question, it's more like a statement, and I need to understand your view on this. So, like as you can see, we're sort of living in a Zoom society. You know, everything is nowadays is virtual, digital, right? So, do you think the industry is connected to IT domain operation, information technology domain operations, directly or indirectly have managed to sustain during this pandemic? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it seems like if you had a strong internet presence to begin with, if that's where a lot of your business activities were coming from, then you're probably one of the winners, one of the companies that's thriving right now, because even more people are going to that channel, to this channel, to stay in communication with other people. There's not like there's a lot of choice out there. You couldn't go out and do networking events like you normally would. So everybody's on a Zoom networking event.
Yeah.
Well, that's an internet channel. It's the only game in town almost.
Yeah. So do you really believe that the IT is IT or ITES service providers are actually sustaining during this time, and they are actually coming up with a lot more ideas how to deal with the situation, and how to kind of sort of make an alternative way of living the life which you used to live earlier. That's good. So now I'm going to ask you a question which is on a micro level. So macro level, it's a bigger picture question. So how do you see the economy in near future, economy as a whole of United States as well as about the whole world? How do you see the economy in near future?
Well, I think there's going to be the stock market's going to reflect a shift in the direction of businesses as a group. A lot of businesses are discovering that they don't need a big office space. So what's that going to do to the real estate market from a corporate real estate market standpoint? And then there's production facilities. The production facilities, they need to be cleaner and they need to allow for better health conditions. So what effect is that going to have? I have more questions than I have answers.
All right, yeah, we all have more questions than we have answer. But then again, I also believe that the election is going to play a very important role on United States economy, which is around the corner, and we might see some changes, maybe better or maybe worse. I cannot comment on that, but then there will be some effect on the economy. So that is again a lot of things are going on during in United States. So a lot of things are
Every
going on.
business is pivoting and trying to find what direction do I need to point. Yeah.
All right. So now my next question to you, if you can just tell my viewers a little bit about your company and how you've already talked about it, and if you can just brief a little bit more about your company and in what areas you're actually helping your clients. And as you already said that you've helped your client during March and April, and now what is the position of your client and how you're helping, and if my client need any of the services which you provide, and what are they? If you can just brief me about that, please.
Yes. Well, we are a technology company. That's what made Spot On what it is today. We've added credit card processing, but a lot of the credit card processing is even online based now. So not only do we have physical terminals in stores, but we also have online terminals where someone can purchase something over the internet and then go pick it up or have it delivered, and it's paid for already. It's paid for via credit card. And that system in the restaurant industry is online ordering. So we have online ordering, and we developed a software tool to put their menu right on a line so that customers can see the pictures of the items that they're buying and see all the options that are available for that item and select on them. And it prints out right in the restaurant's kitchen, exactly as it would if the waitress was to have taken the order and entered it into the POS system. So that was a huge technology advancement. We signed up 1,000 restaurants in the first month of the pandemic because online ordering was the only way they could stay in business. And they needed to get a faster way of getting those orders into the kitchen in a more efficient way, because it's much more accurate when the customer is making the selections themselves.
Yep.
Trying to interpret what they're asking for over the phone.
All right. So you're actually dealing with a restaurant business, or do you have any other industries whom you're serving to?
We also did a lot of pickup services. So you could take the credit card over the phone, or we have handheld units that the merchant could carry out to the driver with the package of what they ordered, what they had purchased or called in to purchase, and then run the credit card right in front of them and have them sign with a stylus, of course. So that they would be spreading germs, and they could both have a face mask on for that simple transaction.
All right.
You must have hit mute.
I'm so sorry, I was muted. So my viewers, you must have understood what Bruce is actually talking about, and if you need any of the services in that space, you can always reach out to Bruce. I'm going to share Bruce's details along with the video, and I'm going to also share the company details along with the video. If you need any of the services, you can always reach out to him. You can comment and share this video, and this way Bruce would know that if you need any of the services, then it's beneficial for both of us. So my next question, again, it's not a question, it's a study. And since we are working in a virtual assistant space, we do provide virtual assistant services. And I just need to understand, we have done a study on this. So during this pandemic, we have done a study, and that study says that keeping a remote executive assistants during this testing time can actually save a lot of time and money, and can help you grow your business faster than ever. It is like, keeping a team at a price of a fractional employee. So somebody who is taking care of your back-end work, when you, as you said at the very beginning of the interview, so small business owners are having only 24 hours time, and they're spending most of their time focusing on the mainstream of the business, and the back end there has to be someone who can help them to save some more time, so that they give more focus on the mainstream of mainstream of business. So what do you think about that? Keeping a virtual assistant is worth or not?
AI, artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
If you can leverage a computer program to take care of some of the mundane tasks that you have to perform on a regular basis, then you're saving yourself time. The more of those tasks that you can put into an AI situation, into the technology, then the more time you have to spend on thought-provoking opportunities to grow your business. And that's where the human is at its best, right? We're creative beings by nature. We come up with ideas and ways to do things that a computer at this point can't do. So put the mundane tasks onto the technology and use your brain for what it was meant to be used for, creativity, come up with a new solution.
All right, yeah. So that's again a great understanding, a great insight. Thank you, Bruce, for your time, and this was really insightful and educative, and your views will really going to add a lot of values to our survey. And we are going to run this survey for another 3-4 weeks, and then once the survey is over, I'm going to share with you the survey report, and where you will also know what other business owners during this time are thinking. And my viewers, if you need any of the services which Bruce is providing, you can always reach out to me or Bruce. We would happy to help you. Bruce, thank you for your time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.